Jey Uso sends a message to Rhea Ripley after WWE RAW, the best and worst of WWE RAW. The WWE officially replaces Michael Cole. Backstage reaction to WWE's massive decision, Kairi Sane's gruesome injury update, WWE RAW needs a name change before moving to Netflix, the creator of CM Punk's bracelet attacks Drew McIntyre, what Bray Wyatt's children think of the Wyatt Sicks on WWE RAW, Jey Uso and Rhea Ripley spotted hugging. Let's dive right in. The best and worst of WWE RAW. WWE RAW delivered a thrilling episode tonight, packed with significant developments. With Bad Blood just around the corner, the stage is set for an epic showdown. We witnessed the start of a new world title rivalry, while ongoing storylines reached boiling points. Unfortunately, some unexpected circumstances led to less than ideal bookings. Let's dive into the highs and lows of the night. Here are the standout moments from tonight's WWE RAW. Number 1. Best and worst. The reunion's off? Inserting Sami Zayn into a high-profile storyline on WWE RAW is always a positive. He appears poised to challenge Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. However, there's a catch. Zayn's anticipated reunion with Jey Uso seems to have been shelved, at least for now. The Yeet Master assisted the Terror Twins against the Judgment Day tonight, but that's not all for Uso. A potential feud with Braun Breaker looms, hinted at by their backstage encounter. With so much unfolding, a reunion between Jey Uso and Sami Zayn may have to wait. If the original Bloodline reunion is in the cards, the window will shrink significantly post-Bad Blood. There's even a chance Zayn might not be involved, which could lead Roman Reigns to find a different partner to team up with the Usos. Number 2. Worst. Questionable champions. Regarding the Judgment Day, it's hard to believe Finn Balor and JD McDonough are still World Tag Team Champions. They won the titles in June 2024, yet haven't defended them even once. Now it's September. WWE RAW showcased the shortcomings of Balor and McDonough's reign. Once again, the Terror Twins bested the Judgment Day, further weakening the heel faction's image. The World Tag Team Champions suffered another non-title loss, this time to Damian Priest and Jey Uso. This doesn't bode well for their reign. Number 3. Best, Mammy's got a crutch. Despite the missteps involving Finn Balor and JD McDonough, the ongoing angle with Rhea Ripley was a highlight. Mommy injured her ankle in WWE RAW's opening segment, caught in the ropes, which Liv Morgan exploited mercilessly. This served as a fitting revenge for the Women's World Champion, who had been pinned at Bash in Berlin. The ensuing chaos was entertaining, with Ripley using her crutch to strike Morgan while limping in the main event. It set the stage perfectly for their impending title rematch. Number 4. Worst, Bronson Reed's replacement. Bronson Reed's absence from WWE RAW was beyond anyone's control, but it undeniably impacted the show. Reed had been on a rampage, injuring opponents left and right. His replacement in the Intercontinental Championship #1 Contenders Tournament was the man he injured last week, Braun Strowman. This felt like a step backward, undermining the impact of Reed's tsunami on top of the car. Strowman, not at his best, still managed to secure the win. This spot could have been better utilized to maintain Reed's momentum. If Reed recovers in time, expect him to disrupt next week's Fatal 4-Way match and take out Braun again. Number 5. Best, hell awaits. After his loss at Bash in Berlin, tonight's WWE RAW was crucial for Drew McIntyre. The Scottish Warrior needed to make a statement against CM Punk, and he did just that. McIntyre viciously attacked his rival, leaving Punk bloodied and bruised. After Punk's upbeat promo, he was stretchered out of the arena only to be assaulted again backstage. McIntyre even destroyed Punk's bracelet, to the shock of the WWE RAW audience. Following such a brutal beatdown, there's only one logical step left for McIntyre and Punk: Hell in a Cell. This will likely headline Bad Blood, marking the final chapter of their feud. The intensity of this assault was necessary to fuel the rivalry enough for a Hell in a Cell match, and WWE RAW delivered precisely that. Now into our news. The WWE officially replaces Michael Cole. WWE has officially replaced Michael Cole on RAW. After previous announcements, the change has finally taken place. Due to Pat McAfee's involvement with College Game Day, he will not be part of the official RAW broadcasting team for the next few months. Michael Cole, who is also leaving the Raw team, will join Corey Graves on SmackDown for the remainder of the year. In Cole's absence, Joe Tessitore has stepped in to lead the play-by-play commentary on Monday nights. While it was initially unclear who would replace Pat McAfee, Wade Barrett has crossed over from SmackDown to fill the role. As Raw kicked off, Joe Tessitore was officially announced as Cole's replacement, marking the start of his tenure on the Red brand. Tessitore brings his iconic voice to Raw, and this arrangement is set to continue into the new year. Although Tessitore has now begun his Raw stint, it's assumed that once Michael Cole and Pat McAfee are reunited, Tessitore will move to SmackDown. However, this has not been confirmed and would likely require a reshuffling of the current commentary teams. Next up, backstage reaction to WWE's massive decision. WWE has been undergoing significant changes under the leadership of Triple H and Nick Khan. A recent report has shed light on backstage reactions following a major management decision. WWE superstars are known for their grueling schedules, often spending most of the year on the road. However, a new development suggests that the company might reduce the number of house shows in the coming months. According to Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select, WWE is planning to make a significant change to live events by hosting almost no shows in the United States until after Christmas. The company's annual holiday tour includes a confirmed December 28th event in the same city as AEW World's End PPV, as well as a yet-to-be-confirmed event at Madison Square Garden on December 26th. Currently, only 2 domestic dates are scheduled for September, with WWE stars appearing in Georgia on the 28th and Alabama on the 29th. Additionally, a UK tour is planned for October and November, with no other live events on the schedule. Fightful reports that while talent hasn't been formally informed about the reduction in house shows, they favor the lighter schedule. This change would allow them more time at home and much-needed rest days, which are crucial for their well-being. Talent is also anticipating more international dates and events, especially after WWE's recent success overseas. However, there is still no update on how Talent feels about the potential increase in international appearances. Triple H appears to be looking to make life easier for WWE superstars by reducing the number of dates, which could also help decrease the risk of injuries. This decision could benefit the company, as the lighter schedule is well received by talent. WWE has rapidly expanded into international markets over the past few years, with fans witnessing the company host several major premium live events, PLEs, overseas in 2024. The international expansion kicked off with the Elimination Chamber in Perth, Australia, where hometown hero Rhea Ripley shone. WWE then moved to France for its first ever Backlash PLE. This was followed by the King and Queen of the Ring PLE in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, and another international PLE, Clash at the Castle in Scotland. Money in the Bank took place in Canada, featuring Trish Stratus as the host, where John Cena announced his retirement tour. The recently concluded Bash in Berlin PLE was another significant success. WWE is set to host another Crown Jewel PLE in Saudi Arabia in November 2024. The international market has provided a platform for multiple overseas superstars to perform in front of their family and friends, further cementing WWE's global presence. Next up, Kairi Sane's gruesome injury update. Kairi Sane has taken to social media to update fans on her condition after sustaining an injury on WWE RAW. Her face was busted open during a match on the show. Known as the Pirate Princess, Sane teamed up with Io Sky to face Isla Dawn and Alba Fire in a #1 contenders match for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. The current champions, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, were at ringside during the match. Sane attempted to dive off the top rope onto Bianca Belair, but she appeared to misjudge the jump, hitting her face on the edge of the announce table instead. Adding to her misfortune, Damage Control lost the match to the Unholy Union. After the show, Kairi Sane posted a photo of her bloodied face on X, showing her eyelid busted open from the impact. Despite the injury, her tweet included a thumbs-up emoji, signaling to fans that she is okay. Asuka and Dakota Kai, the other members of Damage Control, are both currently sidelined with injuries, and many fans are eagerly awaiting their return. WWE RAW needs a name change before moving to Netflix. Former WWE head writer Vince Russo recently made a suggestion regarding the company's flagship show. The veteran believes that WWE should consider changing the name of Monday Night Raw. The latest episode of Raw featured the aftermath of Bash in Berlin 2024 and included top stars of the Red brand, such as Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley, Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, Jey Uso, and Gunther. Speaking on Sportskeeda Wrestling's Legion of Raw podcast, Russo shared his thoughts for Triple H and the company before the show's move to Netflix. He argued that the name Raw no longer fits, as the show has lost the gritty and edgy elements it once had. The 63-year-old suggested renaming it Monday Night Polished. "I got a suggestion for moving over to Netflix. We need to change. After all these years, Chris, we need to change the name of this show. Chris, there is nothing raw about this show. Raw is gritty, raw is dirty, you know. Raw is dangerous. You know what this needs to be? Monday Night Polished. That needs to be the name of the show. This show is so polished and so slick. Bro, there is nothing raw about this show," Vince Russo said. While this may not have been the best episode of Raw this year, it did advance major storylines and set the stage for Sami Zayn to become the new challenger for Gunther. It will be interesting to see how WWE builds momentum leading into the next premium live event. The creator of CM Punk's bracelet attacks Drew McIntyre. The WWE fan who created the bracelet used in CM Punk's storyline with Drew McIntyre recently fired back at the Scottish Warrior. This response came after McIntyre blamed her for Punk's blood being on her hands. At WWE Bash in Berlin, McIntyre lost a strap match to CM Punk. On Raw, McIntyre launched a brutal attack on Punk, which resulted in Punk being taken away in an ambulance. During the assault, McIntyre snapped Punk's bracelet in half. Later, McIntyre took to Twitter to take a shot at the fan, saying that Punk's blood was on her hands. The fan responded to McIntyre, reminding him that CM Punk had cost him the World Heavyweight title at WrestleMania 40 later this year. For those who might not know, McIntyre won the World Heavyweight Championship by defeating Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 40. Immediately after his victory, he confronted Punk at the announce desk, mocking him. This provoked Punk, who retaliated, earning a loud reaction from the crowd. Shortly after, Damian Priest cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase on McIntyre, thanks to Punk's interference. As a result, McIntyre's reign as champion lasted only 5 minutes and 46 seconds. What Bray Wyatt's children think of the Wyatt Sicks on WWE RAW. WWE debuted the Wyatt Sicks almost 3 months ago, with the support of Bray Wyatt's family, keeping his memory alive through various tributes. JoJo Offerman, Bray Wyatt's fiancée, recently spoke about the faction and shared whether their children have seen the group, led by their real-life uncle Bo Dallas, known as Uncle Howdy. JoJo and Bray began dating in 2017, and they have 2 children, a son born in May 2019, and a daughter born in May 2020. The couple got engaged on April 28, 2022, and were planning to marry on December 7, 2023. Tragically, Bray passed away 105 days before the wedding. The Wyatt Sicks storyline has sometimes triggered Offerman, causing her panic attacks. Despite this, she has reiterated her support for the storyline, though she finds it bittersweet. During a Southern Wrestling autograph stream, JoJo was asked if the children had seen their Uncle Taylor, known to WWE fans as Uncle Howdy, in the faction. They have, but haven't. They're allowed to watch it, but sometimes they won't. If they hear the music, they're like, "Daddy's music!" And I'm like, yeah, your Uncle Taylor uses it now. So just little things like that, but they know Uncle Taylor's in it. We went to a show recently and they asked, "Is Uncle Taylor here?" I said, "No, not today." They quickly went on to all their other uncles and aunties after Taylor, so it worked out. So they know. They've seen it. Little pieces, JoJo said. Offerman also shared her thoughts on Bo Dallas's involvement in the Wyatt Sicks and expressed her appreciation for WWE's efforts to honor Bray Wyatt's legacy. Additionally, JoJo supports Bray's posthumous induction into the WWE Hall of Fame. The Wyatt Sicks are gearing up for their biggest match yet, an 8-person street fight against American Made next Monday. Representing American Made will be Ivy Nile, Chad Gable, Julius Creed, and Brutus Creed. The Wyatt Sicks have not yet confirmed which 3 members will team up with Abby the Witch for this match, though it's speculated that Uncle Howdy might sit this one out. Next up, Jey Uso and Rhea Ripley spotted hugging. A fan-made video has surfaced from the aftermath of this week's WWE RAW, showing Jey Uso helping Rhea Ripley walk out of the arena. The slow-building alliance between Ripley and Uso has kept the WWE Universe entertained over the past few weeks, with their playful exchanges on social media sparking interest in the possibility of them teaming up. On this week's episode of RAW, Jey Uso teamed up with Damian Priest, accompanied by Rhea Ripley at ringside, to defeat Judgment Day's Finn Balor and JD McDonough. Ripley played a crucial role in the main event by taking out Liv Morgan, preventing her from interfering and helping Judgment Day secure a win. However, during the process, the former WWE Women's Champion injured her leg. Unseen footage from after Raw ended has now emerged on social media, showing Jey Uso and Damian Priest assisting a visibly struggling Rhea Ripley backstage. In last week's episode of Raw, Jey Uso, known as the Yeet Master, emerged victorious in a triple threat match against Kofi Kingston and Karrion Kross, qualifying for the next round to determine a new challenger for the Intercontinental title. 3 more triple threat matches followed, with Braun Strowman, Ilya Dragunov, and Pete Dunne advancing. These 4 competitors will face off next week on Raw to decide who will challenge Braun Breaker for the IC title. Breaker also had a backstage interaction with main event Jey on Raw, hinting at a potential clash between them. Given Jey Uso's popularity, many fans expect him to win on Raw and set up a match against Braun Breaker for the IC title. Jey has yet to achieve singles championship success in WWE, and there's little doubt that fans would rally behind him if he earns a title shot against Breaker. Speaking of Jey Uso, he recently sent Rhea Ripley a message. Tonight's episode of WWE RAW was a successful one for Jey Uso, Rhea Ripley, and Damian Priest. The Terror Twins have finally found some backup against the Judgment Day. Although Ripley injured her ankle during the show, Priest and Uso teamed up in the main event to defeat Finn Balor and JD McDonough. Following their victory, the babyface trio celebrated in the ring to close out the show. Despite being on crutches, Rhea Ripley joined in the celebration, enthusiastically doing the yeet multiple times, much to the delight of Jey Uso and the crowd. WWE's official Instagram handle posted a reel of the moment, which the Yeet Master reposted on his story. Uso even added a 2-word message about mommy's actions. Shineno. This appears to be the next step in the budding on-screen relationship between Rhea Ripley and Jey Uso. The former Bloodline member has stepped up his pursuit of a relationship with Mommy since her return, amid her troubles with Dominic Mysterio. With the path seemingly clear, the two might be paired together for a while. However, it remains to be seen how long Uso will be involved with Ripley, especially with the possibility of a reunion with Roman Reigns looming on the horizon.